Hello, welcome to the Certified Mama's Boy podcast. Appreciate you being here today. Yeah. We got an interesting episode for you today.
Oh
And
boy.
yet our biggest Mama's Boy Live crew. I guess you know why you're here, because we've been telling y'all this is going to be kind of an interesting episode. So thank you. Thank you for checking out the show. And thank you for being here. If you're watching the video today, appreciate you for doing that. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Annie.
I think so. Today's show is going to be a little bit different, as you can tell by the title. And we're going to do it a little bit out of order because obviously once we get into today's story, we're going to have to kind of go backwards. And I don't think we can really do a typical show after we get into what we're going to do today. So, what we're going to do is I think we'll go ahead and do our shout out first. The day of release of this is in case you don't know, if you're new to our show, thank you for checking out this first episode. Our show is supported by people we call certified fans. Those are people that say, hey, you know what, I got a few bucks a month, I'm going to support this podcast. That's the only way we keep our podcast going. So if you want to check out how that works, you can go in the show notes and check out certified fans, and you get ad-free episodes and bonus episodes and all kind of stuff. I won't sit here and do the whole spiel today, but there's also adopt an episode, and that's a way for you to just basically take an episode, adopt it. And so I want to do the adopt episode up front, because it's going to be really weird at the end of this to do adopt an episode. So I want to do it up front while the vibes are still good. Today's episode, which on St. Patrick's Day is very appropriate. Today's episode is adopted by our good friend Abby down in Savannah. Abby, thank you for adopting today's episode. Abby, of course, in case you don't know, is my college roommate / good friend still. Abby has listened to every single one of my shows. She was my very first listener from college radio until today. I think she's listened to every version of a show that I've ever done in the history of time. Doesn't matter what format it's been on. If it's been digital, analog, it doesn't matter. She's listened to it, and she has been supporting it. But she picked today. She said, "Happy St. Patrick's Day." In case you don't know, St. Patrick's Day is huge in Savannah. I mean, it's like massive. It's massive in Savannah. And so on here she writes, "Happy St. Patrick's Day. I remember when Kramer worked at 97.3 Kiss FM in Savannah and got to be on one of the parade floats for St. Patrick's Day. Savannah has a huge parade and celebration, so I just wanted to shout that out. And yes, it does. I remember. I actually have multiple memories of St. Patrick's Days down there. I have actually a better St. Patrick's Day story. There was a pageant down there, a Miss St. Patrick's Day pageant that was put on by our radio station, which I don't know if they still do that or not. It seems, I mean, they might, but it seems a little out of date now. We'd bring these little,
don't they put green stuff in the water?
You're thinking Chicago, but I don't remember if Savannah did that or not.
Oh.
But we'd bring these, girls in, these like 19-year-old girls, I mean, again, I was like 21, so it wasn't a big deal. We were all like a bunch of kids, but it'd be like a Miss St. Patrick's Day. They had like a little kid version too. It was a city tradition. It wasn't anything weird, but I started, I don't even know what we were doing. We weren't dating. I don't know what we were doing, but we definitely weren't dating either. We were doing what people that date do, that's for sure. But her boyfriend happened to be in prison at the time.
Oh no!
Or jail.
What?
But he was like, it wasn't like for like anything too. He killed somebody.
Was it too serious? Just a murder? What?
But it was like,
what is this?
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. I totally forget about the story. He like killed somebody with like a DUI. And again, I'm not laughing. It's not funny, but I just happened to completely forget this. But like, he was maybe that wasn't it. No, he definitely killed somebody in a car, but he was getting out soon, and like it was like really messy. And then
like in a car accident or something.
Yeah, in a car accident. And then he got out, and then like all of a sudden, I was like in love with this girl too. And then all of a sudden, she disappeared. And I was like heartbroken over that. And I'm like, damn, man, like I thought Miss St. She was like the second runner up too. She wasn't Miss St. Patrick's Day. Good. I'm glad she didn't win, because she broke my heart, man. I was like into that girl. But then the old prison boy got out, and bad boys always win. That's what I realized. Bad boys always win. I got to be worse. I really got to be worse. So, that was, Oh, Abby's on here. Oh, good, Abby, you're on here.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Abby's on the chat. Abby said they're still having the pageants, and we have the first African American Miss St. Patrick this year, which is really cool. That's really cool. It's sad that it's taking this long to have one, but I'm glad they finally have
got there.
Yeah, we finally got there, which is good. And so that's really good news. But Abby, do you remember that story? Do you remember when I was dating that girl that had the boyfriend in prison or not? You may have still been in Statesboro when that was happening. So yeah, but I definitely dated and I knew that was, I don't really make a lot of good dating choices. I don't know why I can't quite get this right. I cannot find quite the right partner. But anyway, thank you, Abby. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes,
I have no recollection of that. You probably kept that from me because you knew better.
That's the truth. Abby was like the mom.
Yeah, Abby
she was the mom of that house.
Abby knew.
Thank God for you, Abby. They never would have made it.
She'd yell at me for sure for that kind of stuff, that kind of behavior. So yeah, that was a messy. God, I don't have a lot of not messy dating stories. Just no, it's nothing new. It started a very long time ago, and it's just kind of remained messy. So it's a big week for shows, man. I told y'all there's a lot.
Can I give Abby a whoop whoop?
Oh yeah, sorry, totally. Yeah, she's earned her whoop whoop. Sorry, there's a lot in my brain right now. So Abby, let's give Abby her whoop whoop.
Known you a long time, loved you a long time, and whoop whoop to Abby. Love you forever.
Abby. Yeah, thanks.
She's awesome.
By the way, we will have episodes available for adoption for April, which we're halfway through the month, which is crazy. Yeah, those will go up today. So if there's any April dates you guys want to grab, make sure that you grab those. Actually, there is one more thing I want to cover before we get into today's main story. Mom, I know that you and Dad are heading to actually something really big, which I mean, I know. Do you want to kind of give a heads up on this, because I know we can kind of use support on kind of what's going on with Dad right now too.
Yeah, he is going for a consultation for a clinical trial for a cancer drug at UVA, and so we're leaving tomorrow to go to Charlottesville, and his appointment is on Wednesday, and then we'll be coming back on Thursday.
Yeah.
He's excited about it. It looks like it could be something promising for him, but we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
So we've got to go and find out all the details of that. So sadly, it's cold. It was beautiful there last week. It was summer. This week it's winter.
Back to winter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in case you're new, my dad's had prostate cancer for 26 years now, and has just kind of seemed to dodge the bullet for a very long time. And we have got a new option that may be a thing, and so they're going to travel up to Virginia to see if possibly this can be a new thing. And it's worked in other countries. It's not approved here yet, so he'd be part of like the FDA trials to see if possibly this drug does work here. But apparently in other countries it works very, very well for cancer, and
Germany and India.
Yeah, so it's been proven elsewhere. So think about Jimmy Mack over the next couple of days, and hopefully there's some good news on the prostate cancer front, I guess.
Yeah.
So all right, everybody's caught up. Let's get into this. I don't know how else to say this, so I'm gonna lead with the headline, and we'll kind of go from there. I was kicked out of my yoga teacher training, and that probably should sound a little crazy to you, because it's a crazy a crazy statement to have to make. And I think the crazy part is that like yoga was like one of the things that helped me heal the most after my assault a couple of years ago. And when I moved down to Columbia, I felt like this studio was like finding a safe place again. And I was encouraged. I mean, I guess, I was encouraged to actually join this program. And so I signed up, and I paid for this program. I joined this training. But it was the very first weekend we did this incredibly intense exercise. And then after that, literally everything changed. And after that, literally, it was just weeks of tension and like uncomfortable conversations. And honestly, for me, like a lot of emotional stress, and now dealing with like these crazy like PTSD symptoms from this. And if you're like, this sounds nothing like yoga, I understand, because I don't even know how that we got here. We'll kind of unpack this. And then eventually I received an email out of nowhere basically saying that I'm being removed from the program. I think the hardest part for me is that I think y'all know that like this is like, some people just go to yoga classes and like that's, it's like a workout for them. Like for me, this was like such a big part of like my healing. Yoga's been there for me for so many different things. This studio had become such a big part of my healing. These people that were involved were had become such good friends of mine. And so I think now I'm trying to figure out what actually happened, because like this should have been a place that felt super supported, but I actually ended up getting kicked out. So let's kind of break this whole story down, because that's how we're going to use today's podcast. Lucino said that's the most sane thing I've heard all week. Lucino, not today, not today's episode. We're gonna shut off the Mama's Boy live if that's how it's gonna go. Man, yeah, I don't. This is a wild story. I literally, y'all. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning of this, because if you remember, I joined this yoga teacher training back in October, and I knew that I always wanted to do this, and I knew that I really wanted to do this because there were a lot of guys come up to me and are like apprehensive to try it, and I was like, there's no better of a masculine figure to teach yoga than me. No, but I really wanted to bring in like radio listeners. A lot of radio people will reach out to me and say, I've always wanted to try yoga. Like, I don't know. I just felt like at some point in my life, I know I'm going to do this. And I had, joined this yoga studio post assault, and down here, everything felt absolutely right about this opportunity. Every single thing. It just felt like this is the right time. We're heading into winter. Everything, it just felt like it was like I was going to be like a little bit tight on the time, but like this should be like, I found this yoga studio. I'm literally looking at it as I'm recording this episode. That's how close I live to this place. It's like I had met these people, these teachers that were going to do it. Like I said, I was strongly encouraged to like join the program. I told them I was kind of tight on time, but they were like, don't even worry about it. Honestly, like you can get this done. All you have to do is kind of just come in for these 6 weekends. There's going to be some books you got to read outside of here, but other than that, like you're good to go. And especially because I trusted these three, I knew these three very well. I've befriended these three people, and I felt really good. So I paid them $3,000. Actually, it was $2,900, and I said, "All right, I'm going to do this. And it feels like it's the right time. It feels like it's the right place. Here's $2,900. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I don't think I've spent $2,900 literally on anything in my whole entire. There's nothing in my life that costs $2,900. I mean, in my house, I'm trying to figure out. Like, let me. I don't think anything.
Not even a vacation.
No, literally nothing. My power just went out, by the way.
Oh, no.
So we'll see how this goes. I don't know if I'm about to lose internet.
Uh-oh.
I might be able to switch over to other Wi-Fi. We're having these bad storms today.
Mm-hmm.
So we disappear. Sorry, we'll come right back. But
a little dark back there.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this goes.
Okay.
Or is it just? Oh, maybe my light just turned off. Oh, maybe it's the light. Sorry, I'm so paranoid. We're having these bad storms. I think it's just my light turned off. Okay, we're back. Yeah. So where were we? Now I got so distracted. I'm so paranoid. The storm's about to blow all our power out. Power's been going out throughout the city all day.
You liked these three
Like the people, I thought everything was going to be good. I thought I felt
Mhm.
safe. Everything was going to be good, right? Paid them, yeah. No, I thought nothing in my house cost $2,900. Nothing, not one damn
Mhm.
thing cost $2,900. Not one thing in my house cost $2,900. My mattress was free. I was going to say my mattress, I think, is cost over that, but I didn't pay for that. So nothing in my house cost $2,900. I've never paid $2,900 for anything. No vacation, no nothing. So I pay the money up front. I joined the thing. I if you've been listening to the show for a long time, then you actually were here at the moment where everything kind of changed. I think actually you need to kind of know the relationship with me and one of these teachers, because one of these teachers specifically was like became a really close friend of mine. I mean, she was one of the first people I met when I joined this yoga studio. I would consider her one of my favorite people. I would always tell her she was like one of my favorite people on the planet. Like she just became very close with. I mean, we called each other like brother and sister because we just instantly connected. I mean, it was just really weird. She invited me to her daughter's wedding in Mexico. I mean, like we were very close. It was just it was very close. Yeah, it was. Just understand. I just need you to understand like the closeness of this relationship. So I think you understand why that was to me so the intensity of this relationship and why I felt so safe to join this group, right? So let's go to that first weekend. So that first weekend, there was this exercise, and if you're here for that episode, you may remember this, is that we were asked, and that's the whole group. There was, I think, 15 of us total, 3 teachers and 12 students. We were asked to all share. It was either the most traumatic moment of our life, the worst moment of our life, something along the lines of that. And this turned into like a 2.5 hour share session. And everybody basically went out of the room and had to share like what was like the absolute worst thing. Now, their mission here was to, they told us was that we were supposed to be able to get used to talking about or getting used to like students coming up to us and sharing heavy things, and then us being able to like not react to them. We don't have to solve people's problems. We just need to be able to like sit there with them. But I can tell you, like, that did not go well. We all did not respond well to it. It was the last thing that we did. Then we all went home. And I think that if you listen to that, I can't even tell you what episode that it was now. We'd have to go back and look at when it was. Like, I was shaken by that episode. I mean, it was intense. If you remember listening to that episode, I mean, I was crying. I mean, I only cry twice a year on this podcast. That was that was one of them. That was definitely one of them because I was so upset because I had to sit there, and it wasn't even the sharing part. It was the listening to hours of people's trauma. And like none of us were equipped for that. Like none of us, I mean, including the teachers, like nobody was equipped to handle that. No one was equipped to like bring up their trauma and then like to be sent home. And I was really bothered by this whole experience. I had mentioned it to one of the teachers on the way out. I was kind of dismissed. I felt like I was dismissed. That like I should just kind of understand this how it goes. And like I was just like, okay, like I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I guess I just got to kind of trust how this goes. But obviously, I shared this with you guys about how difficult this was, and I'm crying. I didn't even mean to cry, but it just kind of came out because I was just so upset about the whole thing. And from that episode being released, like every single thing changed. Like every single thing changed. From there on out, man, the next couple of months of my life, y'all, was so bad. Because of that moment. From releasing that episode, it got really, really bad. One teacher in particular, the one that I had the closest relationship with, got really upset. Basically sending me a text telling me, hey, you clearly don't really understand the program. Feel free to drop out, if you want to drop out. And I felt kind of weird about that because I felt like I should be able to share, like I'm very particular. One thing I'm very particular about, I think especially, and y'all know, especially in today's day and age, is I'm very particular about what I share, I never want anyone to tell me what I can share, what I can't share. Obviously, if it's somebody else's story, I'll never share. But if it's my story, I never want anyone to make me feel like I can't share my own story. And you should feel the same way. Like nobody should ever be told how to like tell their life the way they want to tell it. And that was kind of like a big part of this yoga teacher training, right? Was like, like be you. Like don't no one should ever feel silenced. Like no one. I was really annoyed by this because I'm like I shouldn't feel silenced in something that's supposed to be about like love and sharing and openness and being yourself and all these like positive things. And I'm over here kind of being asked low key. I was kind of being asked not to talk about it. In multiple instances. I was kind of being asked not to talk about the training anymore publicly. And I felt really icky about that because I'm like, I don't understand why I can't talk about the training. I just felt like, what is there to hide? What is there to hide? Like, why should I not be able to talk about this training? I don't understand what I can't share about this training. If it's like, it almost just felt like there was something they wanted to hide. That's just what it felt like. Like what is so what? Like, I don't understand. It felt weird. It just felt very weird to me. So then I started to push back because I'm like, you can't tell me what to share and what not to share. Like I'm going to do what I want to do with that. So, I mean, sorry, I'm just going to. So, a couple of days later, I called her because I didn't know how to respond to that text. We had a heated phone conversation. She ended up hanging up the phone kind of abruptly on me. She called me back. She apologize for that, but then I recommended why don't we just meet face to face because I just felt like maybe something was being misconstrued here. Maybe we were just getting. I mean, I'm like, I don't know how this teacher training is getting so. This is yoga, y'all. Like this is yoga. Like this is fucking yoga. At the end of the day, like I don't know how this went from namaste to no. Like I don't know how this is so out of control right now. So I'm like, wires are being crossed here. Why don't you and I meet at Starbucks and we'll just like chat it out or meet in public. We decided to meet at Starbucks. And this is where things to me got really bad. Got to Starbucks and she had mentioned it was like kind of too loud for her there. And so she wanted to meet in her car instead. And I agreed because it was fine, no big deal. But when we got into her car, this conversation got very intense. We were in her car for about an hour and a half, and she was clearly very upset with me. And I honestly, if I'm being real and I'm just sharing my side of this, I don't think she was really upset with me. I think that she just didn't like hearing anything negative about the program publicly. Mm-hmm. But I think that my commentary publicly really triggered her. But she then started turning that into being very upset over like any move that she could possibly have seen me have made over the last couple of weeks in training. She would then turn it into that. I mean, she literally yelled at me for being 6 minutes late. And when I mean, I've not been yelled at this like as an adult. I don't think I ever have been yelled at this as an adult before. But to a point where like I felt very uncomfortable. Now I've shared this very clearly with you guys, very openly before, that I've got a lot of trauma from being yelled at from my dad, right? Like I'm stuff that I still deal with. It's one thing I actually opened up in the teacher training about was that I am looking for safe relationships. Safe relationships mean everything to me right now. I have to have safe. I have every relationship I have right now has to be safe because I can't have people that are unsafe in my life. And in that hour and a half, I felt extremely unsafe. I felt very I've just never had an adult yell at me in a very, and maybe y'all, listen, maybe that's how y'all's lives go. Maybe you're used to be, I don't let people yell at me. I don't let it. But at the same time, I'm really stuck in a weird place because I love this person very deeply. This person meant a lot to me for about a year and was very kind to me, very welcoming to me. In a time when I really needed somebody, she was very much there for me. And then all of a sudden, she kind of like flipped the script on me and kind of was really being not good to me. And I really wasn't quite sure what to do with that anymore. Like, what do you do when someone that's has been so kind to you is now not kind to you anymore? It just kind of felt like I was in this really bad spot because I didn't even know how to like digest it anymore. I was like, I don't know how to move forward with this because I feel unsafe. I just felt really unsafe. I felt very, very unsafe. Knowing that like at any point, when can this happen again? Like when can these emotions get triggered again, that I get triggered again? Like I just felt like this is so not yoga. This is so not yoga. This is so not yoga to me. This is not what I want to be a part of, right? But at this point, y'all, I've paid $3,000. This is someone that I care about. This is someone I respect. This is a training that I want to do, and I want to get this certification done. But like, can I go 4 more months like this? And I told myself I can. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna like suck it up. And I think that was really terribly disrespectful. And I'm hoping it was right before the holidays. I'm like, things are just stressful. I'm just gonna like try to work my way through this and just get this done, and hopefully things get better. Well, things didn't get better. I think because of what I've been through, right? If we talk about my relationship with my dad, if we talk about the assault, it really stirred me up. Like that situation, really being like in that car with her, feeling like being yelled at, like it just really like stirred me up. And sorry, I'm just like thinking about it again. Just like, ugh. I really like, I now understand. I didn't understand until a couple therapy sessions later, but like it was almost like all these like PTSD symptoms started coming up, right? Of like, it wasn't necessarily just about being yelled at in the car, but it was just about somebody that's supposed to be safe in a train that's supposed to be safe. And now I'm getting yelled at and like getting triggered in this like really unsafe way. I couldn't really get past it. Like every time that I'd walk into that studio, I would instantly start to feel anxious. Every time that I would see her, I would instantly start to get anxious. Because of that really intense conversations. Like we had, obviously multiple conversations where things got really intense. My body was just like not having it anymore. Like it was constantly just on edge, waiting for like what am I going to say? Am I going to say something that's going to like make her, upset? And then I'm going to have to like go through this all over again. And I think I was just constantly kind of worried about that. So I did not respond well. I kind of shut down, and I was having a hard time like learning. I was having a hard time studying. When I got home, I was having a hard time like digesting the information. She then missed. We would have I was supposed to have these like, this is where it started to get like unfortunate, is because most of the stuff was like group one-on-one, I mean group stuff, right? But then we had to do these scheduled one-on-ones, and she we had one scheduled, and she didn't show up for the first one. She said it was during the snow. It was like right after the snowstorm, and she couldn't. She said she got caught up doing something with the snow, and okay, that happens. And the second one she canceled the day of, and the third one she canceled the day of. So it just kind of seemed like the other students were starting to like. I just started to feel like, wait a minute, like, am I getting like blown off? Basically, it just kind of seems like, and every time I would go to these weekends or these Thursday nights, it just kind of felt like I was getting this really weird attitude of like, screw this guy. I mean, it's, for lack of better terms, it was just basically just like, screw this guy. But the feedback that I was getting was increasingly getting more and more negative. And then at first I'm like, is this in my head? And then, but like then my classmates, like my other yoga people in there, started like saying the same thing. They were like, why are you getting treated different? Now I'm like in this really weird place because I'm like, I don't know. Again, this is somebody I care about. This is something I care about. Like, I don't know if I should. I'm trying to like protect her, but I'm also feeling very like I'm getting screwed, and like I'm like, who can I turn to? Who can I turn? Like, there's nobody to turn to really, because I'm like, she's like she's like in charge of this. But again, $3,000. It was just like, it just was a really. My goal, honestly, at this point was just to finish the certification and just move on. Like, I knew I really couldn't come back here to the studio, but I was just like, okay, let me just get the certification, move on, and it sucks, but like I don't even know how to like make this better. All right, but weekend after weekend after these Thursday night sessions that we had, I just knew that like the tensions were getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And again, y'all, in case you're like not keeping up with this, let me go back to the very beginning of this. This is yoga teacher training. Right? Like this is the same yoga that like that you're thinking of, right? This is nothing like this is nothing. This is yoga, right? This is love, peace, om, yeah, right. This is love
Harmony.
and all harmony, all that, all the stuff you think of when you go to yoga. Like that's what I was supposed to be training for over
Balance.
the 200 hours, right? But I was literally over here just with this extremely tense situation the whole time. So after just like weekend after weekend, thing after thing after thing after thing, I'm sitting here. It was a couple Saturdays ago, and again, there's no real conversation with me. There's no anything. There's no, hey, we need to talk about this. Now, there is the one thing that I did mention to another one of the teachers is like, hey, this is exponentially more responsibility than I realized it was going to be, because y'all, it's not just 6 weekends and a few readings. You have to like learn all of this shit, right? It's not just, you can't just go 6 weekends. Like when you're there the weekends, like you're learning, but you have to like, I mean, it is like everyday studying outside of this place. There's videos you have to watch there. I mean, it is an extensive study for 200 hours. It is not just pop in the studio for a couple of weekends and then you can just read a couple of books and you're done. Like that would have been fine. It is an extensive study thing. I think we talked about, I was having a hard time like digesting all of it. So I was clear with them that I was behind. One of the other teachers was basically like, hey, I mean, I was only one sequence, which won't mean much to you guys. I was only like a little bit behind. I wasn't that far behind, just a smidge behind, as I was trying to like catch up and keep up with all this. One thing about yoga is it's about like compassion. We're being taught like compassion, being compassionate to your students, being, being open-hearted. Like, you think in that situation, a lot of people would come to you. How can we make this better? Do you need help? Do you need support? I never got any of that. All I got was an email randomly on a Saturday afternoon about 2:00 that basically just said that I was too far behind in the program and that I was being removed. There was no conversation before or after, no warning, no, hey, like, can we help? it was just a, hey, we're reviewing basically how far you are, and we don't think that you can make it up in the time. And all I had to do was 2 classroom observations, which we didn't talk about that. I mean, we had to do classroom observations. It was just like, so I had 2 classroom observations and 1 video assignment. By the way, so many other students were also behind. It wasn't like I was the only one that was behind. And all I did was I got this random email on a Saturday just saying, sorry, you're too far behind, you're out. And we're going to refund you 1/3 of your money. So, I clearly got that email and I was like, no, that's not how this is going to go down. Like I was clearly very upset because I'm like, this went from like messy to messier to like messiest, right? So I had to do a little consult, but I was able to figure out kind of like my rights and all this, and I basically told them back like, hey, I feel like this was extremely unfair. I don't think this was handled well at all. And I think that just offering me 1/3 of my money back after you guys kicked me out was extremely unfair. And I asked to speak to the owner of the yoga studio because I didn't think that I was being treated fairly at all. And then to say we're kicking you out based on what we think is too far behind, but also we're only going to give you, it just seems so fucked. If I'm just being honest, it just seemed fucked. So I understood my rights. I understood the kind of like what I was able to get out of it. And I'll be honest, the owner met with me a couple days later. She actually was very kind. She explained that she doesn't actually know. This place is like they're also like a spa / yoga studio, so they don't. She's like, I don't really know a ton about like the yoga studio, the yoga part of it. So I'll be completely honest with you, I don't really know a lot about it. She's like, clearly like this needs to be reviewed though. Because I was told, I'm like, listen, I'm not the only person that feels this way. This whole program has seemed to be a mess. There's a lot of people that are uncomfortable in this program. There's nowhere to really turn to really say anything about it, because if we tried to, it just kind of seemed to be dismissed. And I would like a full refund if you guys are going to kick me out, because I wanted to finish the certification. I think taking $2,000 from me and giving me nothing back for it just seems really unfair. That was a very short version of what basically I was said. And she was very kind. I have nothing ill to say about her at all, because she was very kind to me and listened to everything I had to say, very compassionate, and I was refunded my money in full. But I guess like the worst part about it was like, clearly I can't go. She told me, she's like, listen, you are always welcome back here. You're very highly spoken of. It doesn't matter the staff member, if it's the front desk to the spa people to the yoga people, like you're very, very well liked here. But I think what sucks the most is that I lost 2 friendships in this. One, clearly the one I just told you about, but there's another teacher in there that like I was really close with, that I kind of just expected to say something to me that I have heard not a word from, like not a word. Didn't say a word. Just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. And to me, like it's not even about the time that I feel like was completely wasted. It does not even, I mean, obviously I got the money back. Like that's just, it is what it is. Like to me, like that is what it is. Obviously, I'm sure they have their side of the story, but I think what sucks the most is I've lost a place that I felt like was very healing at a time when I just felt like I got was really messed up. And I feel like two friendships that like were not even considered over me just saying I didn't like one part of a yoga teacher training. That's it. That's literally all I said. That was it. And then when I was treated so poorly, it was never tried to be like resolved. I tried to resolve it and it just never got better. It's basically my take on this. That's my point of view. Everyone has their point of view. If they have a podcast, they can release their point of view. This is just mine, right? My little corner of the world over here. So I don't know. I'm really like, I told the owner, I'm like, listen, I'm going to talk about this because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And there's a couple of different reasons I wanted to like share this full story with you. Because I'm even trying to like digest it a little bit. And y'all know that like if I have to tell you a story because it's just so fucked. But I guess number one is like, Mom, what do you hear? Like, where do you think it went wrong here? Like, do you think that because part of me is like, when you go into something like this, do you just have to like keep your mouth shut and just like go along with it?
That's not you. They should have known you well enough to know that. No, we don't just go along.
Yeah.
We speak our truth.
Yeah.
And that's all you did. You spoke your truth.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it in a mean, malicious way. You just voiced your opinion. And because she happened to disagree with it and took it personally, it just all went to hell. But, it's sad. It saddens me because you had a hard time finding a place in Baltimore. I mean, granted, this is not in Baltimore, and you had a difficult time making friends that you could share with and be vulnerable with,
right?
And be honest and open, and that was these people.
Yeah.
So it's a huge loss, and disappointing. So disappointing that the training was not what you had anticipated. It was much more demanding than presented. And the people really disappointed you in who they were, not just as instructors, but as people. So it's just it's loss.
Yeah.
It's loss. You always have to grieve the loss of things, but you're definitely better off, I think, not being in that environment. Yeah.
It's just those things you look back on, you're like, where could this have gone different?
Yeah.
Like should I have just shut my mouth? Should I just have played along? Should I just, No,
and sadly, I'm afraid that may be what's happening with others in there, which is why the owner really does need to pay attention.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to like, I don't.
You don't really know them.
I don't really
You
know.
don't really know the other students very well, but
I mean, I don't think that. To me, it's almost like the reaction didn't really make a lot of sense for what was like actually happening.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so I think that's what I'm having the hardest time with, is especially just like the other one, like the other teachers, like not hearing from them. It's like
that's very surprising.
Yeah.
And again, disappointing. It's all a big disappointment.
Yeah. So I don't know. I say this too. I guess this is like the second thing that I wanted to bring this up for is I do think that people do need to be held accountable. I'm big on that. I'm big on accountability. You know, and it's not a personal accountability. I think that this yoga studio had a level of accountability to make sure the students do feel safe. You
Mm-hmm.
know, yoga is a very vulnerable thing. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone should be made to feel unsafe. I
Mm-mm.
think that I had to kind of hold them responsible to making sure that like this is upheld in like a very safe manner. And I can tell you, there's a lot of times that in that weekend that people didn't feel safe, and I explained this to the owner, and as a member of the media, local media, I do have a responsibility to make sure that businesses are upholding their responsibilities to the community. And this is one of those situations where I just felt like they had misstepped. I mean, I'll do this, I try not to misuse the media card. I try to use it to the good of the community. And that was like, I would never, because here's the problem. I if I didn't say something about this, if I don't call this kind of stuff out, like, will change be made? Like, will something
Mm-hmm.
happen? Now, luckily, I'm a stronger person, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
but like this, I mean, this fucks me up. This fucks me up. Honestly, like, this fucks me up. Getting thrown out of community is so important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, y'all, I've had so much shit happen to me. Like this is like this. Luckily, it won't make top 10 most fucked up things that have happened to me. But getting tossed out of community is hard. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard no matter what. Getting exiled from a community is hard,
Mm-hmm.
and I can handle it. I'll be okay. It's sad, but I'll be okay. But some people, this would really, really do a lot of damage. And to not have a conversation about it, to not try to support your students through something like this, and just to send them an email and just say, for whatever
Mm-hmm.
reason,
Right.
and just to throw them out, and
Yeah.
was not the right move. Was not the right
No.
move. And to try to just throw some, less than half their money at them and just say goodbye. I was like, I'm not going to let this happen this way. I can't. I would never feel right about it. I would never feel right. Honestly, I would do the same thing if something happened to somebody else in the class like this. I would do the same thing for them.
Of course.
I would have the exact same thing. We'd be having the same exact episode.
Uh-huh. Because it's wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong is wrong.
And honestly, now that this episode is out,
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder how the rest of the students are going to feel. Because I know they're going to listen. How could you not? I mean, I'm still connected. I'm still connected to them. And by the way, if you are listening to this, I by no means am expecting any kind of rise up against anybody. That's not my purpose. That's not my purpose. I
absolutely
honestly,
no.
my thing is I just want to move on and move forward. I really, and I mean that. I don't wish ill will on anybody. I just have a high level of disappointment. That's all. It's just a high level of disappointment, and I just want full transparency of the situation. That's all I've ever wanted in this. Is like, I just want a high level of transparency, and just, I don't think it's fair because all of a sudden I was just missing from last week's teacher training, and all that was said was like, legally we can't mention while he's gone, and that's it. And it just didn't seem, I just think, hey, we should have an honest conversation when it really went down. So this is the honest conversation from my point of view of what really went down. And again, everyone has their side of the story, but this is my side of the story. And yeah, but the number 3 thing I wanted to point out is, and I hate to say this, because, I hate to say this, but I wanted to get your point of view on this, Mom. I hate to say this. But this is what I'm struggling with more than anything, which is like, can you really ever trust people? Can you really ever trust people? Ever? Like, can you ever really trust people? Because, this on paper should have been a situation that I should have felt very safe in. People that I should have felt very safe with. This should absolutely have not have been a situation. This kind of, to me, seems like, and this may be an exaggerated version, but I'll just go with it. Like, like when you hear things that happen inside of a church that seem very unchurchy, like to me, this is like the yoga version of that. This is like very un-yoga like things happening inside of a yoga studio. And so what do you do with that? Do you just never trust anybody? Do you never open up to anybody? Because clearly, like, I trusted, especially one of these teachers, I trusted her like basically with my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, we brother, sister, felt
Mm-hmm.
very safe after a very unsafe period of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and if I'm being completely honest with you, y'all, I'm even worried about releasing this episode. I am. I don't even know how that, and I'm hoping everything that's coming across this is like respectful, because I'm not trying to even come across as disrespectful, but I do think that there is owed a level of transparency of what happened here because it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's fair. So am I worried? Absolutely, I'm fucking worried about this episode getting released. I mean, if I disappear, obviously that's a jest. I'm saying that in jest. But you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen once I release this episode. But y'all know me. I'm never not gonna speak my truth.
Right.
I'm never not gonna speak the truth. I have to.
Right.
I've got to speak the truth. I've got to stand up for things like this, no matter what kind of, you know, implications. No matter what kind of implications come from it.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, I've got myself in a lot of trouble because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And by trouble, I mean just people get upset because of the truth. It's inconvenient. The truth is inconvenient to people sometimes.
It is.
But it doesn't really stop me from wanting to tell the truth.
Mm-mm. And there's also a lot of danger in groups with an authority figure. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens in churches, it happens in corporations, it happens in any kind of group that you're in, with the leader. You know, if it feels wrong, it probably is wrong. And you should absolutely tell someone and talk about it. Because that is why there is so much abuse. I mean, so much abuse, you know, in churches and corporations and any kind of group. It can go the wrong way. So I hope if people hear nothing more than, if it feels wrong, it probably is wrong.
Yeah.
And you should do something about it. Don't hide. Don't be afraid. And don't be ashamed. Speak your peace and speak your truth.
Yeah.
Can you trust people? You know, that's huge. I mean, trust is earned. Trust is broken.
Yeah.
And it's painful. It's painful. But I think that we all have to continue to trust to the best of our ability. Because if not, you know, we'll always be looking over our shoulder and live a life of paranoia and, you know, loneliness, really. I mean, we have to trust. But when people that we trust disappoint us, it's even worse than people that we, you know, just know and just have our acquaintances.
Right.
But yeah, I'm so sorry. So sorry this all went that way.
Yeah.
It could have gone totally different, but it didn't.
Right.
So
and that's kind of where I'm at.
Lick your wounds and move on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I don't honestly. I don't wish, and this is what something I was very clear about, and I'll make it very publicly clear. I made it clear with the owner, like I don't wish ill will on anybody. I don't want anybody to get fired or,
right.
You know, I don't want anybody. I don't wish that on anybody. I just want things to change. I just want things to change, and like
for people to feel safe.
Yeah.
And heard.
Right.
And respected.
Right.
For who they are.
Right. That's all. That's all I wanted from the very first time I brought it up is like I can't believe we're having to record this episode, to be honest with you. I'm shocked. I remember sitting with her on the side of the water over here, her, you know, talking about teacher training. if I had any idea that we'd be recording this episode today.
Well, you can never know.
Yeah.
You can never know. I mean, the lessons are always in hindsight.
Yeah. Right. But it's just been a massive disappointment. In so many different ways, but mostly just if I had any idea that I would lose them as friends, I clearly would have never embarked on any of this. So there you go. There's the story of the yoga teacher training. I have no interest, by the way. I've told a couple of friends, and they're like, "Well, you're going to do it somewhere else." I have no interest in teaching yoga anymore.
No. That left a very bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, which sucks because, I really did want to try
Well,
to.
you would have been really good at it.
Yeah, I wanted to try to give that to other people, but I right now, at least this version of me,
For now.
no, I don't. I have no interest in trying to
Not now.
continue with that path. Yeah. Also, I've been trying to go to different yoga studios just to get a sense of what I loved about yoga back. Because I mean, you have to understand, that place was. I knew so many people in there. It's tough. It's a tough loss. It's a tough loss in a lot of ways. But I'm trying to just because at first I was like, I honestly don't want to do yoga ever again. I don't want to. But then I felt like that would seem like an even bigger loss to me.
It would be.
So I'm trying to get comfortable doing yoga again without it just completely ruining the whole craft to me. So, all right. I will tell you, that was story number 1 of the week. Story number 2 of the week. I got another life update that we got to give you guys. I told you it's going to be a doozy of a week, unfortunately. We're right in the middle of Mercury retrograde. Thursday, for more Mama's Boy, we got another big life update. We'll give it to you. It's actually going to be a solo episode. My mom will be obviously in Charlotte. In Charlottesville. So it's going to be me and you sitting down, catching up on some not so great news. So we'll see you there for that. If you want to join and be a certified fan and grab that episode, it's maybe as traumatic, if I'm being completely honest with you. It's been a very traumatic couple of weeks. You can go in the show notes and just become a certified fan, and we'll see you guys over there for that episode. All right. Plus another piece of traumatic news, which is not really my news to share yet, but just know that there's a lot going on right now behind the scenes. At least we got this one's checked off. You'll find the other one out on Thursday, and then there's something else that's brewing behind the scenes. You guys will find out in a couple of months, but it's just been a doozy.
A wild Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, it always is. They never disappoint.
Oh boy.
Thank you to our boy Leavers. These are our biggest supporters of the show. So thankful for you guys. Thank you for giving us this space to come on here and just talk about life and just letting us be us. I mean, this is what I love about this podcast. I don't know what I'd do without it. I really don't. For days like today, I really don't know what I'd do without it. So thank you for that. Let's start with Queen Pam today. We love you, Queen Pam. Thank you so much.
Queen Pam.
Big D Donald, what's up? Rachel Rose, thank you for hopping on today. I saw your comment. Thank you so much for being so kind to Rachel Rose. Hopped on and just said basically, she listened to the original episode and sorry, I lost it now. Rachel Rose, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I've stopped trusting people fully. There's a limit and a wall. Mom, what do you think about that? What do you think about stopping trusting people fully? Before I keep going, shout out, sorry.
I mean, you do stop trusting people, but that doesn't mean that you stop trusting, right?
Right.
Because people are different.
Yeah.
People are different. And I think in your heart of hearts, you've got to trust until you're given a reason not to.
Yeah.
Then when you're given a reason not to, move on.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to do, right? She said it's better that you went through with this with them, because had you not, it would have either been something else, or you would have shown them the true colors another time. That's true. I mean, I do feel like everyone's just themselves at some point, and you're right. And that's something actually that I think we'll talk about more on Thursday too. Is eventually, it's just life's going life. It don't matter. Like who you are is who you are.
Yeah.
So just just disappointing. What's up, Marcy? I see you too. Thank you so much for all your love and
Yeah,
your support,
Marcy.
Abby. I appreciate you too. Thank you guys. Rachel Roby said that. BCat, hi, thank you. Eileen, thank you so much. We already said hi to Marcy. Thank you, Marcy. Love you. Candy Z, thank you so much for your support. Angela P, thank you for your support. And Michelle K, thank you for your support. Julia M, I love you. And so Letty S, I love you. And Tina U, I love you. But if you guys ever betray me, I'll never talk to you again. Like every episode, I'll be like, I love you, but I don't trust any of you anymore.
Not true. They have given you no reason not
Tina's
to.
like, why did my shout out take the one that went south? They were also so nice. And why did mine have to go shitty? No, Tina, I love you. I will love you forever. Okay, I promise. What's up, Karen? Thank you so much, man. And Kayla, thank you. And Lisa, thank you. And Lucino popped in for a couple of minutes. It was good to see Lucino giving me shit no matter what. Sue W, even on the serious episodes, he still got to give me shit. And I love that. Carissa, I hope you're doing well. I miss you. Carly C and Julie B and Lisa G and Deb S. We love all of our people. And Alexandra T, Aaron D. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for your support of Mama's Boy. Really appreciate you guys. Man, we got more news to share on Thursday. So we'll see you guys over for more Mama's Boy. And Mom, get us out of here.
Okay. Happy St. Patty's Day to everyone. I'll miss you on Thursday, but I'll be back next week, hopefully with some good news about our trip. And I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend, and we love you forever.